Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another RSG Lunch Hour stream. I am Ranger J 1999, your host and part of the RSG crew. Glad to have you guys here on a wonderful Thursday. It's Thursday, right? I'm not losing my mind. Yeah, it is Thursday.
hmm
But glad to have you guys aboard for our lunch hour stream. What is the lunch hour stream, you may be asking? Well, that's where we just hang out with you wonderful folks for the next hour or so, give you something to listen to, some quality entertainment, or we try to give you some quality entertainment. We'll do a roster review, we'll answer some of your questions. Chaos always ensues. Like yesterday, we had National Pirate Voice Day, and so me and T Money decided to be pirates the entire time. I don't know what today brings. I think we have Sweary Daughter that will be on, and we will do an eyebrow review. It's been a while since we did that, but we will have that done. If you have questions, by all means, please go ahead and get those in, and you will get those scooped up. If you have a question, make sure you put the term question in front of the term or the statement so we know that it is actually a question. It just helps us when we're scooping things up for Nightbot. Also, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. It helps us get the video content out there to more people. If you haven't subscribed already, what are you waiting for? Obviously, you love the stuff that we're doing, so go ahead, hit the thumbs up. It'll be okay. Or subscribe. Especially if you want to get notifications when we're streaming, because we're doing a lot of streaming and stuff. And then if you haven't checked out our Patreon page, please check out our Patreon page. We have people that have already become Patreons, and we really appreciate their support. We also have different levels of the Patreon. You can be $5 a month or up to $25, depending on what you feel like supporting us with. So, that being said, let's get into anything else I need to get to cover, Finn. Oh, we have the run stuff. You want to hit that?
Yeah. You want me to talk about it? Or?
Yeah, if you can, please.
Okay. Yeah. So, as you know, in June of this past year, we did our charity live stream where we raised over $10,000 for American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. As part of what we do with RSG, we don't just want to always create gaming content. We also want to make an impact on the community as well as growing our own gaming community here. And the support that you guys gave us in June was great. And so we're trying to plan what we want to do for 2019. And there is an opportunity that we are working towards in April of 2019, where if we go to the Run Disney event, we have an opportunity to raise money for a charity, and we think for a much more successful campaign than we did in 2018. But part of that, again, is that it's a run in Orlando in April of 2019, so we do need to travel there. And it is the RSG crew, the 7 of us, so myself, Ranger, McVenom, Loki, Grande, Sanely, and Grim. We're planning on going to Orlando and running a half marathon, which is going to be quite an interesting experience, to say the least, as I don't think any of us are really currently in shape to be running a half marathon, and we're all kind of planning it, so you guys will be able to laugh at our failures once we get to that point. But we have to manage to get to Orlando. And so if you look in the description of our lunch stream YouTube video here, we have a link to the GoFundMe. The GoFundMe is to help us get to Orlando. It is just to help us cover kind of the cost of the airfare and the hotel and the registration. Food and everything we're doing on our own. We're going to try and do some events with whoever from the RSG community wants to join us as well. That'll all kind of be on our own dime. But for the purposes of the travel and the GoFundMe, it's just to help us kind of get there. And then we have some plans and initiatives on what we're going to do to raise money for the charity of our choice. And the choice is being made right now. It'll probably be announced next week, I think. So you guys can stay tuned for that. But again, that being said, we're trying to raise money to travel to Orlando. And so currently on the GoFundMe, we have 170. So thank you to the few people that donated recently. If you donate $25, I will also help you remod 5 characters of your choice. I've already done it twice, one for Walter Arnold and one for Spaceman Tim. I have a couple others that I need to schedule now, but if you can just donate freely, or if you would like help with remodding, if you donate $25, then I will help you remod. I'll schedule a time with you in order to do it. But we're trying to raise the money in order to do travels. There's going to be some updates next week. But any and all support that you guys can provide is going to be greatly appreciated. And we want to make the 2019 campaign, much bigger success than 2018.
All right. And let's introduce everybody we got on the panel today. We got quite a lot of folks, so let's make sure I get everybody here. We got, of course, Dr. Fit Medicine Woman, who you just heard. We have, who else we got? We got Xylo Takedown.
Oh, hey, I'm here. Sorry, I was on mute.
Right. We have the Gingivitis Master himself, the Soulless One, Sanely Red.
Hey, good to be here.
Good to have you here. And he will be the one scooping up your questions and stuff and monitoring chat, so don't make him angry. You wouldn't like it if he was angry. We have Grim the Mechanic.
How's it going?
We have the big deal, the French tickler himself, Grande Patron. Yes, there it is. We also have, also have from across the pond, the one and only Mike Hunt.
Good afternoon.
And we are waiting for Swear Your Daughter to get ready. We'll do our roster review, and so she's prepping herself. She has bathed herself in preparation for...
Yes, she has.
Yes, she has cleansed her body of all impurities.
Yep. Well, unfortunately, that doesn't extend to her mouth.
Well,
but yeah, she wouldn't be Swear Your Daughter if that was the case.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong. And then last but not least, we got the lovely Dana DeSint here.
Pork.
No, Dana. Look, you're gonna have to knock that off. Seriously.
It's been so long since I've been able to say it.
You can say it anytime you want. You can just be in your own car going pork.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be as much fun. I mean, I do. I probably say pork and random things, but it wouldn't be as much fun.
You don't know how much pork backup I've had over the past week since you haven't been here. Like in my head, all I hear is pork.
That's enough out of you, Finn.
Wait. Was that the bridge over the River Kwai in Pork?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
Pork.
No, I didn't mean do it again. That was not a cue to say that garbage again.
I'm just glad.
And that was the Great Escape.
Right.
See, what you should have done was the Oompa Loompa song.
No,
with chords.
I don't want to hear any of that crap. I'm going to start muting people. I am not in the mood. No. No. La. Shut the hell up. All right, let me start muting people. I'm serious. How do I mute Mike Grande and see? Grande, mute. Let me just start muting people here. Today's going to be the Ranger Insanely show, so let me just start muting people here. How do I mute people? Damn it.
Come on, Sanely. One of us.
Ridiculous.
Aww.
All right, we do have a roster review to do today, so we're going to do that, and then I'll look at the old Jingle Fit thing. We'll talk about that. If you have questions, go ahead and get those in. So.
Don't forget the eyebrows.
Well, we're going to do the eyebrow thing, too, so let's start knocking this out so we can start getting to all this stuff. We got a lot of stuff to cover, so let's start getting to it. So, today we are doing Danilo... I'm assuming this is Danilo Papaya? Or is this somebody else?
Really?
No, this is someone else.
Okay, I guess.
I think.
Oh.
It's Danilo ACC92.
Yeah, it's a different Danilo than the one that's... So there's a couple of Danilos in the Discord. So this isn't Danilo Papayas, it's Danilo AC92.
Yeah. And they are in Failure is Not an Option.
Which, as you mentioned that guild name, I have to check on my Territory Wars. Make sure we're...
Yes, check your Territory Wars.
Yeah. So, he is looking for a review on a few specific things. Phase 2 of the Sith Raid, Territory War Offense, and potential upcoming events. So we can do a little bit of speculation with this.
Okay, well, Rena's fine.
Yeah. He's not having any issues with the read.
No. So let's look at characters. So what was the first one we want to look at? Once it loads? Phase 2, right?
Yeah, so we're going to start out with the Phase 2 Heroic Sith team.
Well, let's see what he's got here. If GG would load. Come on, GG. Well, we've got Kenobi.
I'm seeing a Wampa up near in his roster, at least not near the top.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Wampa he's 7 stars, gear 7.
Yeah. Gear 8 though, so he definitely needs to work on his
a little bit of gear work on Wampa, but that's with the Kenobi, Sabine, Hermit Yoda's gear 10, 7 stars. So,
and that's fine for Hermit Yoda. So Hermit Yoda doesn't have to be high gear wise. Gear 10 is fine for him. If you can get him higher, that's great. But he's fine at gear 10. Wampa is not.
You gotta get Wampa pretty high because he's gonna be the one doing all your meaty damage.
Yeah. So, so that's where we're kind of at right now with that. So if you want to go with the Phase 2 team and you're working on it, then we're going to.
He's got the pieces, man.
Yeah, he's got the pieces, so he's definitely working in the right direction. Where's his Leia? If you wanted to use Leia in between, it's gear 10.
She's gear 10, so we can pretty much get her to gear 11, and then Akbar's gear 11. So he's got the shotgun Leia team ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of good pieces. This is a really good-looking roster. Sabine is gear 11, too. And she's got the Zeta. Oh, my God. Yeah. Boy, oh, boy. Just get your Wampa up, brother. You are going to be kicking some ass in Phase 2 with that team. Good Lord.
Yeah, he's in really good shape for Phase 2. I think you just need to do that. You want to try and save your Hermit Yoda, and then you could also then do your Sith team. You have your Shotgun Leia team. How is this First Order?
Let me look here if I could filter. Let me filter! Boom, boom. No. All 7 stars, just need gear and some leveling and stuff. So, no. He needs some gear on these guys before they can be viable. His first order TIE fighter pilot is gear 12, but the rest, first order officers gear 11, 7 stars. But Kylo, first order stormtrooper, Kylo Ren unmasked, first order executioner, are all 7 stars. So that farming part is done, but the gear, he's going to have to work on them. So maybe the next project he may want to consider is getting that old first order up, because that's a great territory defensive team. I feel like I'm the only one talking right now. Don't make me start breaking into the pirate voice.
No more pirate.
Don't make me be calling Captain T Money out here.
If we continue the pirate, I'd be saying Porgan pirate.
Well, that's why you would be walking the plank into the shark-infested waters of Davy Jones' locker.
Well, pork into the plank I go.
Well, that's enough out of First Lady Finn. Mentally retarded.
That be Porgan true. Okay, so in looking at his overall, for his territory war offenses,
so
we don't know what you're putting on defense, right? So that makes it hard to figure out what to keep on offense.
Well, so what are the teams on? So let's look at it. So let's filter by Empire, because the first thing we can look at Empire is a couple teams, right? That can be used on offense. They can also be used on defense. So first one, especially against trade counters, is the Thrawn Magma. Your Magma is only gear 8, and even though it's 7 stars, it's gear 8. This ain't gonna cut it. That's a trade counter with IPD. I just went blank. Thrawn, Magma, IPD, Death Trooper, and a 5th one. Some people use Palpatine on that team. I do not. So
you can also go like Thrawn, Magma, Veers, Stark, and Death Trooper. That's an easy one.
Definitely can go that route. And it's just about control. You're using basically turn meter. You're using Stark and Veers to do what they do, but it's really about turn meter manipulation using the basic on Magma on Scion. And to keep them from going, and you're just constantly burning Scion with his damage and with Magma Trooper. I got mine to gear 12. Worked beautifully. Loved it. Loved it, but there's a little bit of work there for that. You've got the team where you've got a good Empire team, and by that I mean Palpatine, Vader, Tarkin. You could go Royal Guard and TIE Fighter pilot. That's a great offensive team. The other offensive team besides Thrawn and Magma is you could. So if you use. I would say go Thrawn, Magma, Death Trooper, IPD. You could throw probably Director Krennic in that one. And then you can go Veer, Stark, Snow Trooper, Shore Trooper. And Snow Trooper, Stormtrooper, Stark, Veers. Well, crap. God damn. Well, you got enough pieces that you can. Those give you some options for offense and stuff. But definitely the Thrawn Magma is one. The Emperor Palpatine with Vader Empire team is another one. Those are solid teams, you know, that you can beat a lot of teams with. So that's 2 offensive teams. JTR is self-explanatory. It can beat a lot of teams. The other one that you have is for Rebels, and I think a lot of people do not put CLS on defense anymore. Very rarely, but it does depend on the level of GP that your guild is at. But against Traya, the wedge lead with Biggs, Luke, Han. I use Stormtrooper Han because I'm insane like that. But because they're all rebels, you have the Biggs wedge lead, and then you burn Traya. You just go in there and like pop, 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 and before she knows she's dead. But the way that has to be done is you have to have the gear level in there, and you do. You've got 12 on Biggs. Wedge's gear 11. That's fantastic. CLS and OG Han are really good. So, and I don't care that my Stormtrooper Han died. He didn't matter because winning. I can't trick you with that because I'm like, oh, they took out my Han, but I already taken out 3 of their characters. I win. And you use Luke for what he does best, but it's about hard hitting and stuff. Night Sisters on offense. Let's look at your Night Sisters. They're a good offensive team. Not against Traya, obviously. Need to get the unique done for Talzin for your Zeta. But the rest of your Night Sisters are fine. You definitely, and you probably want to Mother Talzin lead against, say, like Basla teams is really good. So having the Zetas on Talzin, it's really important in territory wars. I love Talzin lead against Basla, and I love it against JTR. That's where it really shines. Anybody disagree with that one for Night Sisters?
Nope.
Right, I don't, but there's also a chance that he sees Jedi training Rey on defense too. It becomes
I know. I'm just saying these are possible teams. They're not.
Yeah,
Because some people will use Night Sisters on defense, and it's like, okay. We already covered Empire. Your Rebels. I mean, we've covered quite a few teams. Trade team, if you have her, you can use her on offense or defense. First Order is straight defense, so if you get your First Order up, that'll be a defensive team. Basla can be used on offensive defense, so I see a lot of people using her on defense, but some will go one zone of Basla on defense and then one on offense, because Night Sisters can counter Bastila. Rogue One, you kind of use pieces for different things, but you can use Rogue One. For crew teams, Resistance, that's the other one I was looking. I was trying to think about the other one I wanted to look at. Resistance with a very fast Poe with the Zeta Fin is really good against First Order. But you have to have, your Poe has to be faster than theirs. Let's see. Your Resistance looks pretty solid. Let's see, your Poe is... You have the Zeta Fin. Poe, what is your speed on Poe? Alright, your speed's 239. Pretty solid. You may, before you go into battles, just check the speeds and add 30 to any time you do First Order. Look at each of their characters and add 30. because that's what their actual speed is going to be. You could have if their crew says 210, that's not what his actual speed is. It's actually 240. And the only way you can make this work is if your Poe goes first, you have a real high probability of winning because he gets off his AOE attack, and then you just start controlling the match with turn meter. So pretty solid there. I mean, you've got a lot of really good pieces here, Manila. So I think you're fine. Those are some ideas for territory wars that are commonly used in different scenarios. Some on defense, some on offense, some on both. That can go either way. That should give you a good idea on how you can use some of these teams. All right, so that's kind of territory wars. What else do we need to look at there, Dr. Finn?
And besides territory wars, the other stuff was just upcoming event prep, right? So we're going a little predictive, right?
We didn't see the Chewie thing coming, so
I mean, he's pretty set on bounty hunters.
I think so. I think the thing that's going to get people is, besides boss not being 7-star, so you're not going to be able to use boss on that last tier for a lot of players, is that bounty hunters people have geared to a certain point because they're only used in territory wars and some other things. Now, some people have gone all in there, so it's going to be interesting. We weren't really focusing on farming bounty hunters other than for getting your territory battles done for Darkside, and some people really like the team with the additions, and they are a really good team. You can use them on defense and you can use them on offense, right? But I didn't see the Chewie bounty hunter thing being a thing that they were going to kind of coalesce into one thing. So we have that, and then we still up in the air about the solo stuff, right? And then we're up in the air about the KOTOR stuff. And then they get their other stuff at us, and I've gone cross-eyed. Finn, help me out here.
So if you look at the way that things are being released, right, then you can kind of figure out an order of how we can predict, and obviously we're guessing here and we're trying to stay ahead of the game, but we can predict a little bit how these characters are going to be in these events are going to be released. So they did a bunch of stuff with bounty hunters, and now bounty hunter stuff is coming in September. Probably the end of this month is when the Chewie thing is going to happen. Then we're looking at October, right? What can potentially happen in October? What can happen in October is that now the solo characters are all in game. So potentially there's going to be a legendary of some kind using solo characters in October. So you want to make sure that at least they're 5-star. I would also caution that Enfys Nest may not be considered one of the solo characters for whatever they're having, because Enfys doesn't necessarily tie in to you maybe getting a Beckett, or you maybe getting a Dryden Voss, or whatever it is, right? So it's a chance that it's only the prepared solo characters, meaning Kira, Han, Vandor Chewie, Lando, and L3.
Right.
So keep that in mind, as that's a potential chance. We don't know. Again, there's not a tag that only hits the solo characters right now. It's kind of like the way Rogue One was when there was Rebels and they kind of created Rogue One characters in territory battles, and we were kind of guessing at which ones they were until they added the tag in game, right? For those of you that have played that long, you'll remember that. So it could be a similar situation here with the solo characters. So solo characters is probably going to be October, so you want to start working on those and getting those at least 5-star. During the end of this month and probably early October, we'll start seeing more of the KOTOR characters. We got Bastila and E-Money is in a wind tunnel.
She being on her ship flying through the air to her destination.
No more pirates.
You be shutting your mouth. We've got T-Money G, Captain T-Money G.
Okay, so we have the KOTOR characters that are probably going to be released towards the end of this month and the beginning of October. So KOTOR, you can probably expect some kind of event in November. And again, we're playing the prediction game here, right? So all we're doing is trying to predict what may happen. Doesn't mean it will happen, but we're just kind of predicting, right? So if this is going to happen, then KOTOR is going to have an event at the end of November. And then we're then going to try and tie in what will happen afterwards. So common thought right now is that if there's an OG Chewie in September, usually if you look at R2 and BB-8 on their second appearance, they were also tied with a journey. And so there is a chance that in December, especially since it's the end of the quarter, OG Chewie will return in December and be tied with the next leg of the Luke journey. And for that, you may potentially need to get Hermit Yoda. You may need Rolo. You may need Captain Han Solo, right? And then, of course, CLS. So, again, prediction game only. This isn't confirmed or anything. We're playing the prediction game in order to try and prepare, right? So then you have the option, the potential of a new Luke coming in December. So if you don't get OG Chewie now, that's fine. You'll want to prepare him for December, if you can, to get him 7-star. And then if we're, again, looking at what may be the next leg of things, we have KOTOR in November. And then so potentially we're looking at a new type of event, because it wouldn't necessarily fit the whole journey aspect, the journey mold. So it might be a whole different new type of event that's going to tie into using a Malak that may be released in November with the KOTOR characters in order to get a Revan potentially in March. And so if you're looking at prediction and trying to figure out what to go with the upcoming events, right? The only thing confirmed is OG Chewie needing bounty hunters. Everything else you're predicting based on what's been released so far, the fact that there have been a crazy number of marquees, what you've seen in game, right? So when the Solo movie was released to DVD, they put that image in game. You saw the 5 prepared Solo characters. You did not see Enfys Nest, and then you saw Val and Beckett. So there's a chance that that's kind of a hint. Beckett is going to be coming into the game, right? So that's all you're kind of doing. If you're looking at planning the upcoming events and trying to figure out what to farm, start out and make sure you have your bounty hunters good, which you are. The next group would be the Solo characters, and the next is going to be the KOTOR characters, and so you just kind of work through that.
All right, anything else there, Captain Finn?
No, that be covering the entire roster of you.
Team Money, welcome aboard there, Canadian person you.
Have we done the eyebrow thing yet?
No, we're getting to that. We're getting to that very shortly.
Okay.
You draw an audience, swear daughter.
Wow.
Is she here?
She's got the celebrity characteristic. Star quality, it's called.
All right. So if you have any other questions for us, Daniloak, just go ahead and message us. You know where to find us on the RSG Discord. The link is in the description of the video. If you guys haven't joined our Discord, make sure you join it. It's a great community of people, and they're always there to help with whatever you need. So definitely make sure you join that, and PM us, Danilo, if you need help with anything else. So with that, I think it's time that we can transition to the eyebrows. So do you have the link open, Sweary Daughter? Sweary Daughter, she was here, wasn't she? Where'd she go?
I do not know.
Go get Sweary Daughter back here. She was just on here.
I hear giggling. Is that her giggling?
No, that's Dana.
That's me.
Oh, hi Dana. How's it going?
Hi, Dee. Oh,
God.
love you.
I be hearing a Sweary Daughter walking up the poop deck.
Oh, my auntie's calling. Hello?
Oh God, I hear something back up.
Oh God, Helga's
YouTube is waiting.
Angela's calling.
All right.
Oh God.
It's still windy.
Can you join once you're free?
What have you done, Mike? Have you angered the Sweary Daughter?
Oh God. It's sat cross-legged on its bed with war paint. I think it's going out.
What the hell?
I think women call war paint makeup or something.
What the hell? We just need her voice, not her.
No, yeah, she's on a call with another call, and yeah.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. It's female, mate. You want me to work that one out?
Do we
She's
have
doing
an
stuff,
ETA?
Ranger. We have to leave it at that
Yeah.
and wait for her to join.
Yeah,
She be more
basically.
popular than we be.
Arr.
She cooler than us.
Nothing says popular than a phone call at noon.
All right, well, I guess we'll start doing the Django event while we're just sitting here chilling. I guess maybe answer
Okay.
some questions.
Yeah, so while we wait then, Ranger will do the Django event, and then you want to start some questions for us, Sanely? And then we'll do the eyebrows once your daughter is back.
Eric H. Question, Ranger, what has been your best defense this territory war?
I have to go back and look. I haven't seen yet with all the stats. I've been kind of focusing a little bit more on offense and stuff. So, it's a good question. I'm not sure.
Yeah, my tray had Dr. Dooku did.
Yeah, I didn't
6
have a
wins
tray on
LD.
there. I haven't looked at how my Basila did.
Well, it's obvious that, Voltron was your best defense.
That's a good call, Grim. They forward Blazing Sword and the whole territory just ran away. It was amazing.
Chewy, question, since my name was the shout-out word, can I get one? LOL. Yeah,
Can
shout
you
out
get
to
what? A
That was
Voltron
yesterday.
now?
That was yesterday. You're too late.
My best was Kira Scoundrels. They held for 4.
Thoka, question, so my guild is down 39 members, 25 didn't sign up for territory war. Is it time to start looking for a new guild for me and my brother?
Yes.
I would say yes.
Yup.
Yeah.
You could join the Dark Lords Alliance. Just message either me or Grande and we could
Yeah.
help you out.
It's a big deal. We'll help you.
Yep.
Time to go.
Speaking
Or you
of
can
which,
have
Verga
gingivitis in
Grande-
your corner.
Verga Grande, question, Mike, why do people interrupt you while you're on the phone?
Why do people interrupt? I don't know. It's annoying, isn't it? It's like, can't you see I'm doing something? And no, I don't know. I've just got one of those approachable faces that says go away.
And then Memphis wants Ranger to sing the Imperial March, but all of it just sang pork instead.
I can't hear you because there's background noise. I think it's team money.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll take that off. Sorry.
That's all right. No, just me. And you get a little bit.
No!
No, we're not doing that. God damn it.
Yeah, just, unmute it when you're done in front of the fan.
I
want you to kill all of these
pork.
There you go.
destroyed my intro.
That was the question. I did not do it on my own. That was actually a question.
I unleash the baby. It's time for him to unleash his dark side powers.
Baby, can you say porg?
No, he can't, Finn. He's been trained in the dark eyes.
If he says porg,
He's
that's
evil,
like,
bro.
if he says his first words is like dad and mama, and then his
No,
next
it's
word is
his first
porg,
words
that would
were
be
after
awesome.
Mom and Dada were Sith. We've already established this, Finn. He is the apprentice. So,
Yeah, I know.
If you
Now
want
this kid's choking me all over the house.
word.
I was going to say, if you want a photo of him, he's flipping the bird at the moment. Pork?
He's about to tell me to stop now. Oh man.
Like, Father, why must I kill porgs?
We do it for the fans.
Ski Trooper, question with Wampa and Hoda at 7-star Gear 12. What is the one P2 team I should build because my guild raids fast? What is the strategy with that team, or can you recommend a video about it?
Yeah, I mean, the fastest team really is the Kenobi lead with Wampa. And there is a Boba Fett lead you can do also, just for a reference. You can do a Boba lead too. But if you do a Kenobi lead, Wampa, Hermit, Yoda, Thrawn, Sabine, all you need to do is land at least 2 armor shreds, and you're good to go. Like, that team is fairly easy. And what you want to try and do, if you don't have time to optimize, right, what you mainly need to do is do Master's Training on Wampa first, because you're going to try and get the stacks of pain on him in Phase 2 as fast as possible. So you do the Master's Training on Wampa first. Then it depends on the strength of your Sabine. Sabine is likely going to be your first character dead. And so then you can go ahead and do Master's Training on Sabine, assuming you have a Zeta on Hermit Yoda, and then he will end up doing a he'll gain full turn meter and reset his cooldowns and everything, and then you can start putting Master's Training on Kenobi, who should be taunting, and then you just kind of keep going. You put Fracture on Scion, you dispel the pains on everybody else besides Wampa, you keep Hermit Yoda stealth as much as you can, you heal up. So it's a fairly straightforward team. So you can go ahead and just do that. That would be your least RNG.
Yeah. Well, there's variations too. Like for recommended videos, like the Shattered Order has one. The podcast, they have a YouTube channel too as well. Shattered Order. He gets about 5 mil with no GK. So like you can save your Kenobi for another team or a Jedi team down the road potentially. Or, you know, it is a lot safer having Kenobi, you know, in that team defensively. But there's also, you know, there's a couple different variations too, and Skeletrix as well just put out a video doing about 10% too as well. So that's a newer one that you can look at and see what kind of concept team he's running. I haven't seen the team yet, but I'm still catching up a lot of videos on YouTube too. So there's a lot of content on there. There's a lot of team variations too as well, and it really just fits to what your roster's at right now and then what you want to work on later for that team as well.
Paul Morgan, question: which payouts and Zetas do you max out on bounty hunters?
The ones you use.
Yeah, like that's more of like what you've worked on and where your roster's at. I mean, like Boba's. Yeah, I'm about to do my first. I'm about to do Bosk lead today. Actually, after this TW's over. I mean, like, I love all the different variations of leaders, but all in all, it seems like Bosk is still, like, the best for, like, territory wars, in my opinion. So that's the route I'm going with first. And this payouts, you know, the payouts are all, like, the newer OG bounty hunters, right? Like Greedo, Boba, Dengar, yeah.
It's, Bosk to the Zeta, and then everyone else you just Omega their contract.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The OGs again too have like really good synergy together. They call each other to assist a lot. IG88 doing the health immunity with his basic too kind of cripples certain teams too as well. So it's really fun on offense and, you know, like defense for territory wars, etc.
Tongue in cheek, it's only about 40 Omegas.
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, just 40.
Just 40. Yeah.
All I know is they better put. Oops, sorry, go ahead, Stanley.
Dyson, question: should I pause all the other farming to get Bosk to 7-star ASAP? This means not farming Bastila or Vandor, Chewie, etc.
My guess is no. And again, this is just based on the difficulty of previous legendaries. There's a chance that they change it, but previous legendaries have not required you to really have like the best of the best bounty hunters. You needed reasonable bounty hunters. Now I know they came and said that it was going to be difficult, but they've said that about some other things before that haven't been super difficult. And so I would suggest that you just stay the course. Bosk is a good character to have. I don't know where you are on him. Where when you say, should I finish him? I don't know. He said 6-star, sanely, or did he not say?
He didn't say where he was at.
Okay. So, I mean, I don't know where you are and to tell you whether or not you should or shouldn't. But if you have 5 other bounty hunters that are like gear 10 and they're like Boba and Greedo and Cad Bane and whatever else, right? I think you should be fine with that. But again, we don't know what the event is going to be, but previous legendaries would indicate that it would still be fine. But we don't know for sure. So I wouldn't necessarily change your farming plan for it. If you want, start saving up crystals, and then you can crystal up, Bosk up really quick if you want. But yeah, I don't think I would focus on. Oh, he says that his is only 5-star. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
You would be way too far
low.
away.
Because like you got 5 characters for bounty hunters in store alone, and either variation of either Boba lead, right, which is questionably still one of the better bounty hunter leads. And then you got Zam's new rework lead. You could use her in the lead too as well with that Boba or that OG bounty hunter team, or the ones that you can get out of the store in general. You got like Cad Bane, 88, Greedo, Boba, and Zam all in stores. So
yeah, that's what I'm planning on using as Zam. I like the more I play her, the more she's really fun. I played her in TB this time, and she's fun lead. Bosk is great.
Yeah. It's like Mother Talzin 2.0 kind of.
I was going to say she's a bit Bosk, really, isn't she? She's a bit like a Bosk lead.
Well, the thermal detonator concept, for the Mother Talzin for me, right? And then kind of like you said, more defensive concept too as well, and the thermals just start stacking up more.
Yeah, and you can get the contract. It's probably the one that you can get their contract off the fastest. You just have to place 20 thermals. And if it's her, Greedo, and Dengar, that's 6, 12, 18 thermals, and then she's got her next special. So by the time she goes a second time, you can have the contract up.
That's the one thing that kind of bugs me a little bit too, is because like Dengar is like Bosk's like right-hand man now in a sense since the rework, right? But then you pull Dengar from that team just for the thermal team. Like if you don't have to split them in two, obviously it's not a thing, but it just sucks. There's so many variations.
All right.
Dariuson, question. I heard that Visas Mar is a good sub for R2 in the Danger Zone lineup. Any thoughts / suggestions on this?
T-Money, what do you be thinking about that, Ton?
I don't know. I don't use Visas. I want her very badly. She's got the best outfit in the whole game.
Are we going Scottish now, are we, lass?
I don't know.
Yeah, Cobley's going off the loft there for her to be saying what she thinks.
I have to say "arr" and then I go back to pirate.
Danger zone.
Danger zone.
I don't know. Visas is she's pretty cool on under Rex. That's where a lot of my guys use her is under Rex. What was it again? Visas with who?
Danger zone.
Danger zone. Well, yeah, like whoever you're having luck with there, if you can get R2 off of danger zone. But really, right now in territory wars, we have so much offense and so much defense. You want to build teams that are just going to win. So if you have to put all 5, we've got 20 OP teams, and if you split those 20 tunes into 4 teams, and you can guarantee 4 wins, and that's what you want to do instead of kind of diluting everything, diluting your mods, diluting your characters. Like, I'm just going to hold this one back, and in case I need them later. That's one of the big mistakes that we've made is kind of holding back on those first zones, thinking like, we might need this team later, but then there's mistakes made on those first zones. So really,
and like I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say we're to a point where we can just. There's hard counters. You can plan those out before, and you just kind of have to shift around the puzzle as you're going and risk using a little bit too much in the beginning and sacrificing it at the end.
Yeah, and I mean, like, when it comes to, like, stretching your roster, like you said, getting R2 off of Danger Zone, me personally, I like to use the Wedge Biggs, Wedge Biggs, Raid Han, and then Chirrut Bays. It's a simple concept. Then if you've modded Raid Han really well for the Sith Raid, he's got a lot of offense on there. He's hitting really hard, and then the Biggs Wedge follows up. It's not too consuming as well, and it's a comp that a lot of people have too as well.
Nathaniel Miller, question for the Chewie event. I have all 6 OG bounty hunters, none of the new. Which one should I not use for the team?
Let me look into my crystal ball here, Nathaniel Miller.
Oh. What is the magic 8 ball?
You're doing a disservice for the community. Who knows? Who knows?
What is it saying?
Who knows? Like it depends. What the reason that Zam works so well in territory battles is because the bounty hunters are so debuff heavy, and they just get cleansed, right? So she's the only debuff that sticks. So who knows? Are we going to go up against rebels that cleanse? Are we going to go maybe spend some time on the different leads and get to know them a little better? Like that's what I'm trying to do now. Is like, what does Dengar do, and what's up with Greedo, and just trying to figure out who does what.
And we're going to have some fun on the next TW, aren't we? Because we're all going to have or be going against bounty hunters with plus 30 speed on them.
Maybe, but then you lose the Bosk lead as well, right? It's still hard to tell which is going to be better.
Well, yeah, it gives you 2 options, doesn't it? You can slap one in defense and take one on offense, or yeah.
Just throw a bunch of random comps down of each lead.
That's what one of my players wants to do. They're like, can we just once put in like one of everything?
Consistency.
And that's when T-Money's heads explodes.
I'm open to stuff like that.
She's about to start drowning people in syrup.
I'm just picturing T-Money having a vat of syrup.
Yes.
It's like, you are now punished. Into the vat of syrup you go.
Walk the plank to the syrup.
Walk the plank into the syrup.
Oh my God.
DSP question: Gear 11 Plus with arena mods needed for the Chewy event.
We don't know.
Soon, TM.
I don't think it's, if other legendaries have set an idea about what we need, that won't be what we need. But again, we don't know.
Mythos question: Can we do Pirate Day every third Wednesday of the month?
I think we're gonna try and do it every Wednesday. Actually,
Yeah, we are.
That's gonna get old after a while.
Not if we do it
we'll
once a
change the
week.
accent then. We'll change it every now and then. But we'll
You'll
read
never get
questions.
tired of the pirate. Arr.
We ain't be doing the roster reviews as pirates though. That causes
I
too
think
much confusion.
Sanely, I think Sanely needs to come jump in me vat of maple syrup. The party pooper. Boring.
Aren't we doing the roster reviews to square? I
No,
can't even
we
say
ain't be
it.
doing
Square
no
Fox,
roster
Square-
reviews as pirates no more.
I can't even remember his bloody name.
Oh, circular.
Or somebody be backing up into my cunt. It don't sound good as a pirate either. It
Into
sounds
your
worse
what?
as a pirate. Let's go to the next question and get off this topic.
Brazos, we got a question: best bounty hunter counters.
Best
Mirror matches. Your own bounty hunters.
EP. Imperial Troopers.
Finn.
GK
Resistance
Bears.
Finn. Yeah.
You can do GK Bears teams. There's a few options. Bounty hunters are. I mean, you have to be careful how you deal with it. Just don't feed them turn meter. PSA for everybody out there.
Yeah.
Don't feed them turn meter. God damn.
Then they
Last
become
thing
like the unlimited defense.
Arr.
Let's go to the next question.
Makwa question: Zeta order for the Smuggler Squad. Kira, Nest, L3, Vandor, Zalbar.
Nest, and that's it. Everything else is just extra.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, maybe Vandor after Nest.
Raidhan.
Yeah, you want him countering and calling everybody to assist, but like you want the revive mechanic over that, right?
I would go Raidhan, Nest, and then if you're going to do only if you're going to do like a Gear 12 Scoundrel Squad, then Salad Bar, which is his proper name. And then who's the other
Salad
two
Bar.
that's running? Who's the other two that he's running?
Oh, he was just talking about like the Zeta.
Yeah,
for the
Kira,
whole
Enfys,
solo
Zalbar,
faction.
Vandor, and L3.
And L3. Yeah, you don't need L3 Zeta at all on that team. But I would, Mission is. I'm gearing Mission, and I'll put her Zeta on. I'll go Zalbar and then Mission, and I have L3 already.
Dolasan question: with the Triumvirate, Sith, Marauder, and Visas, get the Old Republic tag at some point.
Maybe. I mean, she would be a character that should
That
get it,
is-
right? But we don't. They haven't.
Yeah, that. I don't see that happening.
Danilo Papayas question: can Ranger please say, "Oh no, so many porgs, there are too many of them, Master Skywalker, what are we going to do?"
Oh, God.
No, he not be saying that.
Master Skywalker, what are we going to do? There's too many porgs.
What else? 73 question: who knew Canadian pirates had crystal balls?
Arr, that's why you ain't
Punish
no
them,
Canadian.
Tool, arr.
Aye.
Fracture.
Again, don't be culturally ignorant.
Arr, the balls be made of maple syrup.
Aye. Crystal on the outside, sweet, sugary goodness on the inside.
You'd be right about that one.
Next question.
We're caught up on questions right now.
I be doing this Django Fett thing.
Did anybody else find that the cargo event seemed a little bit harder this time than last time?
Yeah, I had to put the reinforcement mats down on Slave 1, max it out. Like, I already had all the other reinforcements for Phantom, Ghost, and the Falcon, but the Falcon wasn't doing as much damage when it came out on reinforcements, so I swapped them, and yeah, Boba helped a lot.
I don't know what it was. It felt like it was harder this time. And not by, I mean, so I'm doing this with like 4 ships, so I know it was going to be difficult anyways. And yeah, Slave 1 is coming as a reinforcement. The other 3 are starting lineup. But I mean, it's felt harder this time. I don't know what it was.
Maybe the adjustments to like the power of the capital ships when the new mods 2.0, right?
That's possible, yeah. Because I'm assuming that the stats are based on like what the max possible stats are and stuff. So.
Yeah, and the ship itself that you're going against, power level change, so every other ship too as well, right?
Yeah.
Give it a little extra steroid.
Mythos question: are they going to give 3 easy Zetas with every marquee now? If so, I love it.
I hope so too, but I wouldn't consider this a norm.
Not you think there's going to be marquees, huh?
Maybe, yeah.
After this,
right? Well,
chances are this is the last marquee. There's got to be something different coming.
I disagree.
Well, maybe because they didn't, or everybody's expectations was for Django to be legendary, so they were like, here you go, here's 3 Zetas and some extra gear and some mod salvage pieces just to like make up for the fact that we felt like you guys thought he should have been legendary or something.
Maybe. I'm going to put this out there right now as my guess. Next month, we're going to have a KOTOR legendary. It's going to be Beckett, and just before Beckett, they're going to release a Val marquee. I'm going to put that out there right now.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I don't think, like we were talking about before the stream, you know, it's like, it feels like they're not going to do something like this again for another marquee, right? I mean, like, it's just, maybe this one-time thing.
It feels like a one-off.
It makes sense.
I don't
Where's
know.
Swear
Beckett
Daughter?
is the marquee.
Mike had to go.
You probably had to go kill
I
Swear
don't think we're
Daughter.
getting Swear Daughter.
Yeah, I thought I heard you wrong there. You said Beckett as a KOTOR legendary?
I hope not.
Beckett as a legendary. It's
Not
just kind of
KOTOR, sorry, Solo.
KOTOR.
Sorry, Solo.
I got that sanely. I don't know. I hope it's small, man. I really do.
Yeah, me too. Maybe Beckett and Val as the marquees or something.
Yeah, I would take that over one of them being a legendary. I mean, even though Maul was only in the movie for however many minutes, but it's like he was kind of like the puppet master in a sense of the movie, right? You know, like, so he was like technically the main antagonist, in my opinion.
Alright. Got Django Fett unlocked, undone, and everything. And put some mods on him. And get
Crit damage, crit chance, right? Or
I don't know, what do you want me to put on him?
I'm kind of asking everybody else.
What do you want to put on old Django Fett here?
Crit damage potency, crit damage, crit chance.
Offense, I don't know.
Offense potency.
I could go crit damage set. With crit chance set.
I'd go fast crit damage set unless you have a really nice offense set. Like a 6 Eve offense set.
I be doing the crit damage there.
Aye.
Aye, indeed.
Classic.
Let's see.
How's everybody doing with their 6s so far? Like mod 6.
I'm just speed. I'm looking for speed. I'm like, oh, I haven't had like a mod roll into the teens for the last 3 days, and I start getting jitters, and so I'm just like,
Greens and blues.
Greens and blues. Yeah, next thing I'm gonna do is an offense set though. Yeah, you can get like an extra like lot of offense on a 6E offense set. It's pretty cool. So I've got like a nice health set for my nest.
Nice. I got one left for Thrawn to have 6 of them, and then I'm just gonna start shuffling instead of like creating like a hand-me-down system, right? Start shuffling mods up more on other characters and rounding them up into the arena team. So like you said, slice greens, blues, and see if they roll speed, and then roll them up to 6. See how it goes there.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of luck rolling like greens and blues. Because if you have a green that's a 9, well, that's like basically having a gold mod where speed is rolled once, and you can just roll it the rest of the time. You just have to farm the currency, but
Yeah, I just rolled one on Bosk last night. It was a 9 green square, and then it rolled up to 13. I mean, like, that's reasonable, at least for a blue.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't have the fastest mods, so I had my blue turned into. I had a blue that turned into a 25, and
Ooh.
Yeah, and another might have been blue too. I have it screenshotted somewhere that turned into a 20.
Nice.
My first above 20 mods. What about Dryden Voss for the legendary?
I was a long time subscriber to the fact that there was going to be a Dryden Voss legendary. I'm still not saying it won't happen, but the only thing that's kind of shifted me is that solo artwork that they put in game. It looks similar to the artwork that CG puts out, when the characters are released and all of that. So I think it's my guess, again, and this is just trying to put pieces together. It looks like that artwork that came out with the solo DVD was created by somebody at CG. And conspicuously absent from that is Dryden Voss, is Enfys Nest. But on that are the 5 prepared solo as well as Beckett and Val. And so that's what started to sway me away from Dryden potentially coming into the game, was that image that came in game. That doesn't mean it won't happen. I think Dryden would be cool. It may potentially lead to a hero's downfall with Maul if they come with more of a backstory. I mean, it provides opportunities there. But that image kind of swayed me more towards Beckett, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm looking at it here. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's all the good guys, so...
If you consider Beckett a good guy, right? So there's a chance he gets released as a dark side or a neutral as well. But, I mean, Beckett turned on everyone, and they created that neutral tag, so it could be that Beckett is the first neutral character officially in game, and he would fit that because he really was just kind of a mercenary for hire. Lots of speculation.
There is. You know what? I'll fuck around with this later. Alright. Now I put some mods on Jango Fett. I feel better about myself in general. So is there any other questions or anything? I guess we didn't have any more questions. Everyone's kind of just like, meh.
How's Territory Wars? everybody.
Oh my gosh. We just hit 160 million GP like yesterday.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah, thanks. Except you know, at the lower GP we were winning almost all of our wars, and it was awesome, and it was a great boost to our morale, and everybody was excited, and we were 159 when the territory war locked in, and we got paired with a 174. And when I looked at their stats, they've got like over 350 more Gear 12 characters and over 100 more Zetas than we do.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, we ended up tearing up. That sucked.
Yeah, I thought we had one more war before we got to we got tiered up, and we didn't. And so now we've got to figure out our strategy and go over things and look at. I only had 2 Treya walls, which sucks, and we've got to figure out.
And I blame
what
Finn.
Yeah, damn it, Finn. Thanks a lot.
Stupid.
Get used to that. There's always 2 now if you're past 160, I'll tell you.
Is it actually a tiered thing? Like, I find more when we win, like if we win, now we've won like a number of times in a row, I'm like, next time we're gonna get somebody who it's just like we're not gonna be able to beat, and it's so you know, you kind of lose, and then you kind of go back and you're, you know, I don't know, everybody spend some money to get better. This is my tinfoil hat, right? And then off you go again.
But that's one thing about TW at this highest stage is like, oh no, one less Zeta. You know?
it almost doesn't seem worth the effort for, like, I mean, I guess if we were like a whale guild and all of our players were, you know, like had these amazing like rosters with all these Gear 12s, and I could see like pushing for it, but it's just it's frustrating because you know, like we have a mix, and we're happy. Like the guild, it seems, you know, like it's a great group of people, and everybody seems happy with things. But I'm just a little worried what it's gonna do now to our morale with these guilds that we're facing.
Yeah, I think you just have to be like really clear. Like if that's what your game plan is, if you're not, you know, I mean, I think there's things you can do. You can like, you know, look ahead and mandate farms if you want that are, you know, free to play friendly and that sort of thing. But you know, it's really kind of sticking to your guns about it too. Like, you know, it can get crazy really fast.
That's right. You be right there, Team Money.
Yeah.
All right. If there's no more questions, then I think we can wrap this one up, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you for joining us on the lunch stream. You can see I've got the Patreon page set up, so if you'd like to check out our Patreon page, please do. Make sure what you're doing right now, stop what you're doing, give us a thumbs up on the video. Also subscribe if you haven't. We also, I know, you know, Team Money, you've got a lot of stuff going on. You'll be joining. Are you going to be able to join us for the Jedi Academy tomorrow?
Tomorrow?
I mean, on Saturday? I'm sorry, I'm tired.
Right?
We'll be changing it on your Captain Team.
Yes, thank you. I would love to join you guys.
Okay.
I love our Saturday morning cartoons.
I always end up I never wake up in time for it.
That'd be true.
I wake in time.
It'd be a good time to sleep.
But you got Operation Metaverse, you got the Nerf Herders, you're now a game changer. You're moving up in the world there, Canadian T.
She's a celebrity.
She is a celebrity.
Hey, people.
I remember the first time T-Money came on any of her shoes. Had to drink 3 gallons of rum just to be talking to me.
You better keep me real.
Now she doesn't need any alcohol to brew at all. She just says, "Shut up, Ranger," and does her thing.
Aye.
But yeah, make sure you check out her stuff. Operation Metaverse. Tonight we will be on the Miss Passier show. He'll be streaming tonight, so we'll be hanging out there. And then Friday we'll do the same thing. We'll have a roster review and stuff like that. Am I forgetting anything that we need to be pimping for folks there, Finn, and for us or anybody else?
GoFundMe again.
Oh yeah, remember to check out the GoFundMe so we can go run half a marathon and die. I think T-Money may just show up there and video record that of Finn just to see our reaction when we get done. And she was like, "You suck! You did it, but you look stupid."
Stanley found a link earlier, so if we get all the money we need to travel and everything soon, I'll spend on getting a GoPro and trying to figure out how to get it to work for a stream, so we can actually stream while we're.
We'll have T-Money like doing commentary.
I can drive beside you in a golf cart.
So they do have carts along the path.
Oh.
They're designed for people that aren't able to run anymore. So you have to keep a particular pace for the race. And if you start falling behind pace, so the pace is 16 minutes a mile. So it's like a fast walk, a slow jog. So it's not like terrible, but obviously not everyone can kind of keep up at that pace for that long distance. And so they have people that'll wave you. Like, it'll tell you kind of whether or not you're at the right speed or whatever, and they'll tell you to speed up. But if you start falling behind, they have a cart that'll come and take you to the end, just so you don't get stranded. That'd be the worst thing, just like stranded somewhere. I can't make it anymore. Well, you shouldn't have done the half marathon. Make it to the end.
You need to learn how to
So
walk.
what you're saying is that I can just like
feel my legs.
So what you're saying is I can just take a step over the start line and then just be like, "Hello."
Yeah. Hello, I can't make it. I'm behind the 16 minutes a mile. I need a ride to the end.
T-Money and Grande commandeer a cart and just start running around chasing us.
God. Grande's driving the thing. Where are the chickens? Trying to find the chickens.
Guys, I found a
pulling a
Walt Disney
Marshawn
chicken.
Lynch.
Guys, oh my God. Guys.
I can't figure out what that is in kilometers.
What is it?
I think I usually run at 5
hours and 30 minutes. That's the time. So if you want to figure it out from that.
They don't remember
anyway,
that time.
So that's it. If you haven't come already, join our Discord. If you have questions, we have a bunch of people there that you hear here speaking now, and other folks that are in there that can help you with your Star Wars Galaxy Hero stuff. So we'll wrap it up there. So on behalf of myself, the crew, the lovely Dana Descent, the Captain Pirate herself, T-Money G, anybody else? Xylo's here with the baby. Thank you all for stopping by and hanging out with us. We'll be doing this tomorrow, so be safe, take care of yourselves, and we will holler at you later.